Dude, Curry's still good. I mean,
Yeah, he's doubt like. Oh,
All right.
that's so funny. Rage bait.
Rolling.
rage bait.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to episode number 7 of the Sports Rant with Mike and Ant podcast. I am your host, Michael Gonzalez.
Sorry, I'm just like, I know we start on the wide shot, so it's like I want to do something exciting for the people watching.
That was
Just waving his hands in the air.
I'm ready to go. Episode 7.
You want to introduce yourself? I gave myself.
I'm Ant in Sports Rant with Mike and Ant. I'm Anthony Russo. We are at Third Wheel Podcast Studio. Shout out them. Shout out to EM.
VP.
M.
Fun fact: her name backwards is me.
Oh.
What up, M?
Do you have anything to say?
Oh, yeah. I love writing me on things when I'm labeling them. And people are like, who's me?
And you're like, oh, read it backwards.
All right.
All right, welcome back to episode 7. Full transparency, we did just record episode 6. We were doing a little crunch together. One of us has to travel fairly shortly.
Yeah. Who is that?
That's me. I tried to fake you guys out by changing shirts, but Mike didn't.
I brought another shirt, but I'm like, you know what? No. We tell the
Mike's
truth here.
Mike's like, I love this shirt, actually. I'm going to keep it on.
I brought a different hat.
Yeah.
I was like fully prepared, but you know what?
Well,
so yes.
I have this shirt, this like maroon whiskey shirt. It's like my good luck like flying shirt for some reason. I've worn it the past like 2 or 3 times that I've flown, and I've survived those flights. So it's my good luck shirt.
It's crazy.
It's not like a superstition thing. Like I could fly without it, but I'm like, oh, I'm going on the plane. I'll wear the whiskey shirt. You know?
Wouldn't that mean any shirt you've ever flown in means you survived?
I suppose, yeah.
Sometimes I wear the same things on a flight because I know I'll be comfortable in them.
Exactly.
But
that too.
It's not because I think I'm going to like die if I don't wear it.
I mean, no one is. No one's
no.
gonna, but you know. The whiskey shirt. I don't know. I just like wearing it on flights. I wore it when I went to Austin for a wedding with my family, and I was like, oh, yeah, like whiskey. Like, that's gonna be dope. It's such a Texas shirt.
You like whiskey?
Yeah, it's all right.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, welcome, guys.
Welcome.
Episode 7. We kind of, so to piggyback off the fact that we just filmed the episode before, I said slightly controversial take, at least in Mike's opinion.
You did?
We'll address that later. The Lakers got sold.
Yes, they did. Real quick, to touch on some NBA news, Los Angeles Lakers just got sold. The Bus family, The Bus family sells the Los Angeles Lakers, a team that they've owned for quite some time now. They bought it for $65.7 million back in the day.
Chump change.
Which, in hindsight, was a great investment because the family just sold the rights to current Dodgers owner Mark Walter for a total. If you had to take a guess what the total was, do you know what it was?
100? 10 billion?
$10 billion.
Yeah.
The most a North American sports franchise has ever sold for. $10 billion.
It's crazy to me that a team like the Lakers could even be for sale because they're just the Lakers. Mm-hmm. It's like walking in the store being like, I'll have 1 Lakers, please. It's just crazy. It's just somebody just bought the fucking LA Lakers. It's wild.
$10 billion to a man that is very heavily invested in LA sports, obviously owns the Dodgers.
He's liked.
He's very
good
well
owner.
liked. Great owner.
Happy for you guys. I can say for one thing, if the owner of the Boston Red Sox bought the Celtics, people would be hurting themselves. That would be a bad scene.
Yeah.
That guy is not liked. So
insanity, really crazy. Mark Walter, really excited. He invested in the Dodgers. He's done everything right, and now he owns arguably the biggest brand in LA, the Lakers. So really excited for that. Did you ever think we would come to a time where the Lakers and the Celtics both get sold in the same year?
No. I think it's crazy. I think it's crazy that any sports teams get sold, let alone such storied and important franchises and influential franchises. Like, you know, you see like the Commanders getting sold.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Yeah, and they sold for $6 billion.
Yeah.
And that's an NFL franchise in a big city in Washington, D.C. But, yeah, man.
Lakers?
$10 billion.
That's the Lakers you're talking about. Someone someone just went from not owning the Lakers to now they own the Lakers. That's just like crazy to me.
And they said, I saw this graphic. I don't know how true it is because, this graphic is typically never true. His net worth, Mark Walter, his net worth is $10.2 billion. So he just pushed all his chips into the center
So
of
he's
the table.
poor now.
I think he's going to be just fine owning the two biggest teams in LA.
Dude, I would, if I just suddenly owned the Lakers, I would have an apartment in the arena,
Yeah, right?
like a bed. I would eat, sleep, and breathe the Lakers. I'd wear Lakers gear all the time. I'd walk around and be like, I own the Lakers. It's just like, that's crazy, dude.
Exciting times to be a Laker fan. And,
And he also owns the Dodgers. He
just
get
won a
split
World
jersey.
Series.
Yeah. Good for him. Good for him. And the city loves him.
Yep.
And he does good by the fans.
Absolutely.
Good for him.
Really excited for the Lakers and Mark Walter. I'm so happy. I'm so excited. It was time, Jeannie. And I love Jeannie. She's awesome. She cares about the organization, cares about the franchise. Her name has been invested in this franchise forever. But it was time for her to move on.
And she left it in good hands.
And she left it in great hands.
Yeah.
A guy who's going to hire the right people, bring in the right people, spend money the right way, and keep his hands off. He hires the right people.
And they have Luka.
Exciting times.
It's exciting time for LA. We're gonna see what happens with the James duo in the future. I personally think LeBron should come east since we don't have Tyrese or Tatum or Lillard next season, sadly. And KD's staying in the West. I think LeBron should come join the Celtics and win a ring.
Yeah, you can go to the Celtics, give us Derek White.
Well, no, it could be he just formally requests a release and then takes that Drew Holiday money. But no, I think the Lakers have a really cool couple years ahead of them.
Yeah, really excited. All right, well, do you want to transition into episode number 7, fun fact? And this is just kind of near and dear to me because I don't want to give it away. So the Raiders got a new quarterback this offseason.
Okay.
A man by the name of Gino Smith. Do you know what number he wears?
35.
Oh, well, that wouldn't make a whole lot of sense for a quarterback to wear 35.
Well, that number is divisible by 7. Did he wear 7?
He wears number 7, yeah.
So,
okay. Fun fact, Gino Smith, new quarterback for the Las Vegas Raiders, wears number 7. Really excited to have Gino on my team.
Gino talk.
I know we talked about him, I think, early on one of our first episodes, but I just want to shout him out, man. Everybody has said nothing but marvelous things about him.
I was going to say, what has the talk been in the building? Has he been doing interviews lately, or have you been hearing from him? He doesn't strike me as somebody who's super talkative.
Believe it or not, I thought the same thing. But you hear this man talk on interviews,
he loves
dude.
it.
He's so good, dude.
Yeah, okay.
Quarterbacks are typically very good speakers and leaders, and the stereotypical quarterback is just your hardest working guy, the not only a gym and a field rat, but also a playbook rat. He has to know everything.
Minimum 4 children.
I don't think Gino has. Wait, does Gino have a kid? I don't think he does. Maybe
I feel like Gino's kid would be really cool.
Right?
Gino's just a cool guy.
He is, and even his Instagram is super cool. I don't know why I'd use that.
This is the Gino Glazing episode.
It is kind of,
but dude, Gino's awesome. That was a great pickup for you guys. I think he still got some juice,
for sure, no doubt about it. And he played really well in the years that Pete Carroll was his head coach, and him and Pete's relationship is phenomenal. So I just want to shout that out real quick.
If Pete knows anything about staying young and prolonging your career,
prolonging it,
yeah.
Real quick, so since this is the Gino episode, it's not really just
the Gino episode.
Where would you rank Gino right now amongst the quarterbacks? Is he a top 10 guy, top 12 guy?
All right, I'd have to sit down and look at all the quarterbacks. I can tell you right now, he's at least top 16. Well, what is that?
I would really hope he's top 16.
I'm working up. I'm working my way up.
Yeah,
he's definitely top 16. I imagine he'd be top 12 for me. But you're going to make me want to go through all the quarterbacks. You got the big 3.
Lamar, Josh Allen, Mahomes, Burrow.
So then that's 4. And then, you got Herbert. Sneak Herbert in. It's not that popular to say Herbert's top 5, but...
I don't think Sam Darnold's on that list. I don't think.
No, Gino might even be top 10.
Jaden Daniels,
yeah. Yeah, you got Jaden Daniels. You got
Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts, the top. I think he
absolutely top
definitely
10.
is, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'd say Gino is 10, 11, or 12. And a lot of that is to do with just kind of, I think age maybe plays into how you see somebody sometimes. But if age wasn't a thing, he'd be up there.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. I don't know about the age thing. I mean, like he's so talented. But I put Stafford easily in my top 10.
Yeah, for sure. Goff in your top 10?
If he's not in my top 10, he's like 11. I don't have to sit down. We could do that.
Yeah, we will. But I just wanted to get your feel.
Yeah.
And see where you were at on Gino. But yeah, that's fun fact, episode number 7.
Yeah, and we can work on that quarterback. We can do a lot of NFL rankings. We can do all that speculative stuff because as of today, as of the end of the finals, we have hit the sports slump, and I feel it already.
It really sucks.
2.5 months of time between the NBA ending and the NFL starting, and it just feels like there's nothing going on.
Well, there is definitely something going on.
There's baseball, you know.
Yes,
I'm not watching baseball, you know. Maybe I'll have to get into it to fill the void in my heart. At least it's summertime. At least you can go to the beach. But yeah, it's real. You really notice the absence of the NFL when the NBA isn't going on anymore.
I think what it is, we just went through a 2-3 month stretch where we had college basketball, hockey,
Yeah, even hockey.
NBA, the NFL draft, like really exciting, and baseball season starting up. And then now it's like all we're left with is, I mean, the NBA draft's next week. That's exciting.
Yeah, but is it? I feel like the NBA draft is a very boring draft.
It is.
It's 2 rounds. It's 60 players. You always know who's going number 1, unless, of course, it means it's a bad year.
Unless you have to name the last top 5 picks, the last number 1 overall picks, and Anthony doesn't know. Rishashar.
I didn't know Rishashar, but I knew Ant and Wemby and all that other jazz. Ant, Wemby, Cade. Oh, what was the other one? Do you know?
Paulo?
Yeah, Paulo. Okay, yeah. He's good. Yeah. He got a new teammate, Desmond Bain. They paid a fortune for him.
4 first-round picks worthy. Desmond Bain was 4. Yeah, it was 4.
It was 4 unprotected first-round picks.
And how good do we think the Grizzlies are going to be for the foreseeable? Or no, sorry. How good do we think the Magic are going to be?
I don't know, man. I mean, they could have thrown, even if they threw like top 10 or top 3, top 5 protection, they probably weren't going to get top 3 or top 5 pick. But it just feels like, oh shit, you're just sending over unprotected picks for fucking Desmond Bain, who
is good. He's good. He's a good player.
2-way guy.
Yeah,
can shoot.
He's built like Bane, like the Batman character Bane. Like that dude is jacked.
I'd love to see him prove the world and the media and you know, online Twitter people wrong and actually have a huge impact on the success of the team. I've never thought of him as someone who moves the needle that much in either direction, you know.
For sure.
Are the Grizzlies going to be that much worse without him?
I think they're going to
feel a little worse.
They're
probably
definitely
worse.
worse.
I mean, and will the Magic be that much better with him? I'm like, I mean, the Grizzlies did get like Cole Anthony, who I've always liked, another Anthony guy. I was a big fan of him. I wanted the Celtics to draft him.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was the year that we got what's his name? The short guy, the point guard who was going off of March Madness, hitting crazy threes.
Not Peyton Pritchard.
No, it's similar. I can get that name in a little bit. Carson Edwards? No,
Carson
Edwards. No.
Okay. You're a Celtics guy. I don't know. You tell me. But 4 first-round picks for Desmond Bain is kind of wild. I don't know.
It was Carson Edwards. Yeah,
Carson
I
Edwards.
think that was the Cole Anthony year that we got him, and he was fun, and I was excited to see him. And I think that was that the same year we got Taco Fall? That was the best that we had Taco Fall. What an era of Celtics basketball. I love that guy.
Dude was so good in college.
Yeah, he was. That was a wicked fun March Madness.
Another thing in the NBA, I don't know if you want to talk about this. Crazy trade. KD to the Rockets.
Yeah. We haven't even talked about that yet.
We have not talked about
that. Yeah, they didn't give up shit for him.
I mean, Jalen Green, you could tell that organization was just kind of like, it's time to move off.
We're good.
Yeah. And he is Still a young player. He's only 23 years old. He's a good scorer. You know, not Kevin Durant good, but
Yeah. Oh, it's just like, a win now team would rather have Kevin Durant.
of course.
Duh.
And I think obviously the Rockets are a lot closer to title contention than the Suns are, even without Kevin Durant. And now you add Kevin Durant to that team, they're a top 2 seed in the West again headed in next year. And I'm really excited to see what the Rockets are able to do. They have a phenomenal coach, your former coach, Ime Udoka. You have Alpin Sengun. You have Eamon
Love that
Thompson. The Rockets kind of got something going over there, man. And you had KD.
Shaden Sharp?
Yeah. Jabari
Sharpshooter.
Smith Jr., who's a stud coming out of Auburn. I'm really excited. And the Suns, man, are they officially the last team that experiments with the big 3, going out getting 3 superstars and it not working out? You can go down the list of every team that's tried it.
Tried to build a big 3?
Yeah. The Nets tried it. The Lakers tried it. The Suns tried it. I
don't think so, no.
You think there's going to be another team?
I don't think so. Well, I guess this playoffs and this finals set a precedent of pushing for a solid team that plays well together and has good depth over the big 3. So I would say that this finals and this playoffs has more of is more pushing in that direction than the failure of the Suns. And it has been a string of failures of trying to build a big 3, but I just think that will always be something that would always be something that a GM would be looking to try to make. It worked for the Celtics. They got it right. Celtics.
Who's the big 3?
You got Jalen. You got Jason Tatum. And you got Kristaps Porzingis. And I guess it's kind of like Kristaps and Drew were supposed to equal one big 3 type player. And also Derek White turned into a big 3 type player. But I guess it was more of a solidly big 5 than it was a big 3. It's a big 2 and very good 3, 4, 5.
So it's not a big 3. A big 3 is
all right. Well, you talked me out of it.
Superstars. I'm talking.
You talked me out of it.
Kevin Durant, James Harden, Kyrie. I'm talking about
Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown.
Yes, they are
But
all
then we don't
star.
have another one. Yeah. Al Horford. That guy's a beast. Shout out Al. Peyton Pritchard? No. Okay, it wasn't quite a big 3.
Not a big 3 at all. No, it's not a big 3.
All right, so maybe the league's on to big 2s now.
Yeah, or just
a big ass 1. Because that's what these finals teams were to me. Say what you want about Chet and his oxtails and his cornbread and his ribs. Say what you want. Jalen Williams. Have you seen that video of Chet?
Yes.
It's mad funny. Jalen Williams is definitely not a superstar to me.
Well, he's a star.
Yeah. I mean, his talent is there, but I feel
young.
Yeah.
These guys are young. They're puppies.
So they're not a big 3. It's just
You know
SGA.
that they're gonna have the chance. The Thunder are, and Sam Presti's definitely gonna do it. They can lock up those 3 guys this offseason. SGA, Chet, and Jalen.
Mm-hmm.
They can lock them up for
they should.
the next 5 years. They're all going to be, obviously, SGA is going to be the highest paid player in the league. Chet's going to get a bag, and so is Jalen Williams. They're going to keep that core together. And, if you have to sacrifice losing a piece here and there because you can't pay them or, the second apron and all that stuff, they have 15 first-round picks for the next 7 years.
Yeah.
That's just unreal. They have
They've done so much with hoarding picks and making good picks and getting good players, keeping them in the building. Good for them.
Another big 3 that failed, the Clippers.
Yeah.
That was a horrendous fail.
That's so bad. Why did Kawhi leave the Raptors? I'll never get over it. They used to have, what was it? they had like this system. It was like Kawhi eats for free, or like Kawhi.
Yeah.
What was it? Kawhi and Dash? No, I don't think that was it. But they loved him out there. I don't know why he left. That was so sad.
Eh.
I mean, it wouldn't have been sad if it worked out. I know you hate the Clippers, but
I don't, whatever. But yeah, big threes. I think that's the end of the era. I think that I just can't see a future where you're gonna have 3 superstar like Hall of Famers on one team.
okay.
I think that era's done. I think you need to have an 8-man team at least.
Mm-hmm.
And with all the injuries spiking up in the playoffs and later into the season, you're exhausting guys Tyrese, they made the Eastern Conference Finals last year, obviously made it all the way to the finals this year. Tatum made the finals the year before, or whatever, Eastern Conference Finals, and then, playing in the postseason every single year. Like, these guys, it's so much wear and tear. It's like, no, you need to have depth so you're not playing these guys 40 minutes a game for 90-plus games a year.
Yeah, and I think moving on from the Big Three era, if that's where we're going, is great for the league in terms of like parity, in terms of every team having a good shake. If it feels like almost every team has their one superstar, their Kevin Durant, and then they just build around, I think that's pretty fun.
Yeah.
You get to see all these superstars lead their own team against each other instead of like teaming up. That's pretty fun.
You look around.
I think big twos will stay around though, for sure.
Oh, you definitely need to.
If you have the KD, if you have the Luka, you want to bring in another big name to just feel like you can put yourself over the hump.
I think you need a guy that can average 30, and I think you need a guy that can average 20 to mid-20s.
Yep.
And then a bunch of great role players, guys that can defend, big men, guys that can shoot, hit open shots, and are versatile. Like, you look at the last few champions, the Thunder, just a complete full depth team. The Bucks in the past, they didn't have 3 superstars. They had a bunch of guys that fit their roles. The Warriors, the Celtics, the big 3 kind of deal doesn't work, especially when you have a bunch of scrubs as role players and guys that are aging and that don't really fit.
Yep. And as much as I'm a hater of the Thunder in the ring they just won, I do think.
Sorry, no, go ahead. Sorry.
As much as I've been hating on the Thunder or whatever, I do think it's impressive that they just won a ring without a top 5 player. I think that's pretty cool. Congrats, Oklahoma City. Have your parade.
Which is going on right now. Yeah, they
What?
On their roster right now, yes, they don't have a top 5 player all time in NBA history. Yeah, I agree with that.
Well, for sure. I mean, they don't have a current top 5 player. So how could they?
What do you mean, like a current top 5 player?
Like as in like the whole league. If I was starting a team and I could pick any player and I had 5 choices, you know what I'm trying to say. They don't have a top 5 current player. Who would be who even is their best player? Probably SGA.
I don't know. Maybe the guy that just won Finals MVP and the regular season MVP.
We're picking hairs here.
You heard it from.
We're continuing from last episode. We didn't fully get to.
The basketball expert Anthony Russo over here is saying the MVP of the league, of all 30 teams, is not a top 5 player in the league. And just remember.
And honestly, I mean, he probably is. Like,
No. It's no. He is. There's no doubt.
I think if I'm being like honest, I'd put him at like 3, maybe 4. And you still think that's low, and that's fine. I mean, me not putting him in my top 5 is just like a dig,
Yeah, and I know you're joking with that, but
yeah.
Why is it when a guy wins a ring and he's the best player on that team and he wins the Finals MVP, he automatically is a top 5 player in the league? I believe.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Especially for the current. I mean, he capped off a great season. His team won a lot.
They won the 3rd most amount of games a title winner has ever won.
I mean, yeah.
The 96 Bulls and the who was it? Was it the Warriors? They won like 88
The
games.
73 win Warriors, maybe?
No, they didn't win a ring that year.
Oh,
Oh wait, no. They did go to Game 7. So technically, yeah, I think So it's the Warriors and the Bulls.
They didn't win a ring, though.
They didn't win a ring.
That's crazy.
73-9.
Shout out Braun. He did that shit. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't know. I just watching Game 7, watching the whole series. I don't know, dude.
Can you name me 5 players?
Just like SGA just like doesn't take over the game like Giannis. Like Giannis, that 50-point game when they won the championship, that is basketball on a level where you are so dominant. And I think SGA is great. He puts up points, he gets assists, but I don't really see him take a game over like that.
Real
like
quick.
Giannis, like a Jokic, even like an Ant can.
Ant is not better than.
I'm not saying Ant's better.
I in the last episode I put Ant
SGA is
as my number
consistent.
5 player.
You know what? SGA is consistent as hell. I'm sorry, I'm going to cut you off real quick. SGA is consistent as hell. And as a Tatum lover, I guess I should appreciate consistency a little more because that's Tatum's brand too. He doesn't usually do the takeover. He can. I don't know. I just didn't want to see them win. Fuck it. All right, go. Go with your Ant. Go with your Ant rant.
I know I threw him as my number 5 player in the league. I think we need to kind of take a step back on Ant.
On Ant? Yeah.
And I've given him his praise, rightfully so. I think what he is as a player and what he's done the last few years has been phenomenal. But we kind of just like automatic. I think it's because we give him the comparisons to Kobe and MJ, and like it's the closest thing we've seen to those two guys in a
He's
while.
always compared to Jordan.
Right, but at some point, when you have other guys surpassing you and defeating you, like Luka beat him, now SGA just beat him. Like, we should probably pump the brakes on it. And that's kind of contradictive of me to say because I did say that he is the 5th best player in the league. What has he proven to be a top 5 player in the league? I just like what he provides on both ends of the court. And I think it's really cool what the Timberwolves have built up there. But we need to start giving guys credit, especially since the NBA is so ring-driven and, you know, the top 5 guys are ring winners, except for Luka and Ant, but
yeah, I mean, he kind of failed to show up when it mattered the most this playoffs.
if he was averaging like 35 points a game in his playoff career, I think it would be a different story. But like he has some duds, some playoff duds.
Some duds, and that happens, but definitely worth noting and worth maybe taking someone down a peg. Even if you don't even drop them a number, you just maybe drop them like a tier in your mind.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he would put up more of a fight in that last series in that conference finals.
And what did SGA? He went 8 for 27 from the field with 29 points for Game 7.
This just
Game
now
7.
Game 7?
Yeah, I think he
for
went
27,
8 for
I think,
27.
He probably got all his points at the free throw line.
SGA had 8 for 27, 2 for 12 from 3, and he had 11 for 12 from the free throw line.
And how many points did he have?
29.
So more than a third of his points were from the free throw line.
On the flip side, Benedict Mathurin had 10 free throws.
That's because they were beating him up every time he went to the hoop. I mean, I'm not saying Benedict Mathurin's top 5 though. He is fun when he goes off because I don't know. He just has like such a interesting name, Benedict Mathurin.
Right this second, want to ask you.
Who's better,
No.
Benedict Mathurin or
No.
SGA?
Right now,
I don't think about it.
can you name me 5 guys if you had the pick of the litter to start your franchise around right this second? Name me the 5 guys you would start your franchise around.
Okay, and you have to take an age. Jokic.
Mm-hmm.
No, you know what? Scratch that. Wemby is my one.
Okay, yeah.
Because that'd be fun as hell.
Fair.
Then I'd probably say Jokic, Giannis.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Tatum has a really scary injury right now. I guess SGA, like, whatever. He scores
There
and
you
he
go.
passes and he plays defense. Whatever, you know. I'd take him.
Yeah.
And then the 5th guy, I don't know who the 5th guy would be for me.
Luka?
Oh, did I not say Luka? Definitely Luka.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Just wanted to make sure.
I would definitely say Luka. There's some good players in the league.
Very good players.
Yeah, Hoops have been good to watch. Too bad I'm boycotting next year because the Thunder won. Just kidding. But yeah, it's, Game 7. Sad to see Tyrese go down. He was the true champion of ethical hoops going in. First 3 games of the finals, didn't go to the free throw line once, and they were beating them up too.
They were.
They just weren't calling it. I don't know. Real quick, I guess that's the kind of the conclusion of our farewell to the season.
Yeah.
And then we'll move on next season. We'll talk KD, Anthony Simmons, the new Celtics legend.
Simons.
I'm gonna keep saying Simmons for some reason. Simons. Anthony Simons.
Yeah.
I'm so focused on his first name because it's like
Very
almost
cool first
Anthony.
name.
But real quick, with our remaining time, want to just completely transition and predict the range of records for our NFL teams. You want to do that real quick?
Let's do it.
Okay. So we got Pats, Raiders. Okay, I guess we'll do floor and ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the floor, I feel like for the Pats.
Wait, before you give your answer,
Yeah.
real quick, both of us benefit, both of our teams benefit. The Raiders and the Pats both benefit from, since they finished last in their division last year, they have like the easier schedule
Yep.
this year. So I
Yep.
just want to throw that before.
And we do play each other week 1, which we'll do a really fun episode before that, hyping it up.
We could go live from Foxborough that day. We could be in Foxborough. You
Yeah,
never know.
we'll think about it. We'll think about it.
I mean, you're leaving for Massachusetts for 2 weeks. I think you can spare some time with me, and we'll go to Foxborough.
Yeah, well, that's the opposite reason because I can only go home so many times, you know. Airfare ain't cheap.
No, it's not.
Patriots floor, I would just kind of be boring and say it's 4 wins. Same as last year. I mean if things
I think
if
you
we
guys
just
improved.
if we just really need another year, I could see us having a hard-fought season where the close games don't go our way, and we have 4 games where we look really good, and Drake May looks better, but we're just not closing him out. Maybe 4 is a little low for the floor, but I guess when you say the floor, it's like I'm saying it could not get worse than 4 wins.
Okay.
The ceiling, the absolute height. I mean, if everything clicks, if Drake May like immediately takes a jump, and this is beyond what I'm expecting, I could say 10 wins for the Pats would be pretty cool. That's a playoff spot. Maybe we win 2 playoff games with our ceiling. That is if it goes as right as possible. I would say that. Now, what I'm expecting, I want 8 to 9 wins. I think it'll probably be closer to 8.
Okay.
9 would be cool. And I think we're competitive for a playoff spot.
Okay.
We'll be fringe playoff. And fan in me wants to be like, oh, if we get in the playoffs, we win a game. We just sneak in a playoff win. Unless we're the lowest seed and we play the Chiefs or something. But I think it'd be cool.
Where do you predict they're finishing in the division?
Second.
Okay.
I'd say they're second in the division, behind the Bills, and then I think it's Jets, and I think the Dolphins are gonna have a tough year.
You think the Jets are going to be better than the Dolphins this year? I don't see that happening. Brand new
I don't
quarterback,
think-
brand new coach.
I don't think the Jets are gonna be better than the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins are gonna be worse than the Jets.
Okay.
I don't know. I just feel like they're due to have a fall off this year, and I like the Dolphins. I like the players on the team. I think they just need to build the roster out a little more.
Okay.
It's a thin roster. What do you got? Raiders floor, ceiling, expectation.
Absolute floor for the Raiders is 6 wins.
The floor.
The floor is 6 wins.
So you're guaranteeing 6 wins for the Raiders.
Absolutely.
I don't think that's crazy to say that with that offense.
They had quite literally the worst nightmare scenario possible last year, and they won 4 games, and they looked really good the last 5 games of the season, and they lost some games that they probably should have won, and I was upset that they were winning towards the end because took us out of a lot of very talented players. But I think we got arguably the best player in the draft.
Yeah,
Arguably.
you guys worked out. You guys won't. It worked out for you guys.
Absolutely. So the floor, I truly believe with the weaker schedule, like we talked about, I think is 6 wins. The ceiling, Raiders bias.
Super Bowl.
No, definitely not. I think the absolute ceiling and the best we potentially will be, and I have a very good explanation for this.
Okay.
11 wins means everything that we are expecting out of the Raiders, and best case scenario is 11 wins. And the reason why I say that, last year we had a bottom 2 coach in the league. Antonio Pierce was not qualified. He was a great rah-rah guy. Love that.
Guy had aura, for sure.
Absolutely. And you replace that with Pete Carroll.
Yeah.
I don't care how old he is.
He doesn't either.
You replace a bottom 2 coach with, let's just say for the sake of argument, a top 10 coach in the league.
Oh, for sure. All time? For sure. Right now.
Like right to say I think he's a top 10 coach in the league.
I think that applies as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that right there, I think automatically gets you at least 2 wins. Okay.
I thought you were saying top 10 all time because I would say
He's pretty close.
He's probably in that neighborhood for sure.
Okay. Bottom 2 coach with a top 10 coach. That's automatically 2 wins. They had the worst running game in the league last year. They averaged the least amount of rushing yards in the league. Mm-hmm. You just replace that with a mobile quarterback that can give you 300 yards on the ground, and with a rookie who, if all works out, he'll have a 1,200-yard rushing season. I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility whatsoever.
Yeah.
So then you turn into a top 10, maybe even top 5 rushing team in the league. Okay. And then the last thing, our quarterback room last year was Gardner Minshew, Aiden O'Connell, and Desmond Ridder.
I love Gardner Minshew, but that's a tough room.
Really, really bad.
And it's a lot better now. Okay, so
and you replace that with a top, for the sake of argument, 12 quarterback in the league.
So you get the floor 6, the ceiling of 11. Where do you put it? Where do you throw your dart? Where do you think it lands? If you had to pick. And obviously all these predictions are with imagining good health for the players and everything,
I think 9 wins is phenomenal.
I like that.
I think 9 wins is a really, really good place for the Raiders to be next year.
It's going to be a high-powered offense. I think the defense is maybe...
No, the defense is going to be fine.
You think so? Okay. Well, then
last year, if you told any Raider fan, you're going to lose Malcolm Kuntz before the season even starts. He was supposed to be our starting edge rusher. Mm-hmm. Lose him for the year. You lose Christian Wilkins. Granted, his injury situation is not looking good right now either. And you lose Max Crosby for a majority of the year. Like, nobody could have imagined that. Like, your whole D-line is, disintegrated. You get all those guys back. Pete Carroll knows how to coach. We can run the ball now. We have a competent quarterback. Don't sleep on the Raiders this year, man.
Okay. I think it'll be a bounce back for the Raiders and the Pats. Mm-hmm. 4 might be a little low because you're right. We do get a bit of an easier schedule.
And
maybe up that to 5. Maybe up that to 5. And we did improve a lot. And I'm so excited for Vrabel. If you want to talk about next season, I'm saying we're definitely making the playoffs next season. And I want us to make a little bit of a run. I just know this is the first year of kind of a rebuild, retooling. And I'm excited as hell for both teams. I think the future is bright for both the Raiders and the Pats. And yeah, episode 7.
Episode 7.
Thank you, Gino Smith, for wearing that number.
Wait, real quick. Mm-hmm. You didn't say anything this episode. What?
Yeah, you there?
I didn't. I'm still here.
How many wins do the Patriots have this year?
None yet.
Oh no!
No, she's right. She's right. Yeah, how many do you think they will have out of 17?
17.
We're gonna have 12.
Wow.
Let's do it. We're gonna have a Tom Brady season.
And still finish second in the division.
Yeah.
And yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. Don't ever forget, SGA is better than Jason Tatum.
No, he's not.
Thanks for watching Sports Rant with Mike and Ant. Sports Rant is hosted by Anthony Russo and Michael Gonzalez, produced by M. Wood, and recorded at Third Wheel Podcast Studios in Los Angeles. Follow the show on YouTube and Instagram @SportsRantPod.